This may have been the most productive morning of all time. I finalized, closed a sponsor for one of my clients. Hopefully, going to be sending the paperwork, doing a 1 month trial, and then hopefully we're going to lock in a 6 to 12 month deal. I think it will go through. I think I closed another sponsor. These two have been in the works for a while, but they both look like they're facilitating the close this week, which would be great, hopefully. I hate talking about this stuff before they close because I've done this in the past and then they don't close, but these would be great. I had a call with a potential client that I think I'm going to turn down, but offer him consulting services as well. And the reason for that is I want to be working with businesses. This is a company that's pretty small to medium sized. In the past, they've raised about $25 million. And you'd say, oh, Josh, that's a massive business. They're probably valued somewhere around 50 million now, but they don't make a lot in revenue. They don't have a lot of cash on their balance sheet. So if I took them on as a client, they were way too concerned with having a positive ROI every single month. And they were like, all right, we have to back into this because they were honestly just short on cash. And it's an overseas company and their customer base is overseas. Could just be negotiating tactics on their end, but I'm not going to take on a client that's giving the last amount of their money to us every single month. The service fee that we provide needs to be very, very, very unbelievably small percentage of a client's income. They need to have a good marketing budget. Most of our clients were actually cheapening their marketing budget. And so I don't want to take on a client that's going to be this expensive or for our service to be this expensive for them. I just don't want to put them in a tricky situation. They do need our help. I think I'll offer him a consulting instead, which I'll just do 2 calls per week for like 30 minutes and I'll give them for 6 weeks. If they accept, it would be a no-brainer on their end. And the reason why I would do that is if I could get some cash up front, I probably wouldn't do anything with it right now. Over the next few months, I really, really, really want to be thinking about how to take the show to the next level, which is I think the project that would fulfill all the business's desires. If I look at it, our goal is within the next 18 months to take on 50 clients or be at 50 clients. So that's 2.5 clients per month, which this month we're going to potentially take on 6 clients, which is catastrophic. The biggest thing that we need are great talent. If you want to find people that are the best of the world at what they do, they already have a job. The best people are already taken. Think about someone like Hormozy. Alex Hormozy can get the best talent because he has such a large brand and so many people that are already mission oriented to what he's saying want to be a part of his boat. They understand where it's headed and they want to be a part of it. That's for me the biggest benefit I've had from making videos for a long period of time is finding incredible talent. And so I want to double down on that. And what you need is more exposure. These types of sit down videos with no editing is never going to get that kind of exposure. So we are right now making a super high quality show because I have an organic media company. We help a lot of people grow social media. I'll be able to do it pretty easily for a channel of my own. It's going to be more entertainment based. And the reason for that is I want the biggest market cap possible. I want the most amount of views because I just want exposure. I think that's where I would get as many people as possible interested and the best possible people potentially wanting to join the team to grow it even further. I need to have a great onboarding system for employees, but I want to find the best possible talent. And that's the only way we get paid from our clients is by showing the best results in the entire world, which is why I've never had a client cancel. The LTV for clients is astronomically high, which is just when a client signs on, what's their lifetime value and their nominal amount that they pay you. It's just every single month, every client pays and they keep on paying. They keep on paying more and more over time because we keep on showing better results. And so that goes down to the best talent. And we have that right now, double and triple and quadruple and then centuple the size of the team, if I'm saying that right. And so for that, we need more and more people. And so the way that I would attract those people is by having the largest brand possible. The only downside is I don't want to be famous. That is not an objective. But if I look at the risk to reward, if it means that I could have a business that does, if we have 50 clients, we'll be doing tens of millions of dollars per year. I would rather be doing substantially more than that. I would rather have a business that's doing hundreds of millions of dollars per year. No matter what you choose, life is difficult and I have fun and progress and I love doing this. It definitely sounds crazy to a lot of people. It doesn't to me. Most of my friends, most of my clients, their companies are worth billions of dollars. The biggest thing that you learn when you're with more affluent people is just to think bigger. And so now if I'm thinking bigger, it's really the only option. I think the highest leverage thing that I can do, my nuts are out right now because I'm sunning my balls and Cade walked by. How do you get the best talent? And that's by having the largest brand because that would kill both birds with 2 stones. If I want to grow the business, which is taking on 8-figure entrepreneurs and doing all of their organic media, building out all the back end funnels, actually building out new business models for them once we grow their audience and then filling in sponsors, which is current business model. If we had a brand, the business where I was doing tens of millions of long form views, hundreds of millions of short form views per month, proof of model show that, hey, it would be easy to get inbound leads, which I already have a lot of inbound leads. But if we want to take on 50 clients, then I'm going to need a lot more leads. That would fulfill it because that would allow me to get endless speaking gigs. And that's how I get most of my clients right now. And then it would also give a lot easier proof of concept as to why clients would want to come on. Right now, it's already a super easy sale because most of my clients have just came from referrals because I've showed my clients such great results. Talking about at scale here, you're going to need more than one system to get clients if you want to sell sellable business. It's not good enough if I was looking to sell my business. If someone was saying, well, how do you get leads? I can't just say referral. There has to be other inbound ways to get leads. You need to have a customer acquisition channel. And if I had a massive brand, that would be a customer acquisition channel, which is also a more sellable business in the future. And then it's also for the talent. So I'd get the best possible talent in the world that would already be mission oriented, that would already want to do what you're doing and have the same sort of lifestyle. Instead of most people, they grow a brand and then try and sell something to the consumers, I would rather have an onboarding training system to where they could then work for the business. For me, that's a higher leverage task than trying to get $500 from your followers, which is what most people do when they're trying to sell a course. I want money, but I don't want those people's money. They're too difficult to work with. It's not what you want. I want to find the cream of the crop and have a great system for finding the best possible talent and then weeding it out, be able to just plug and play the current model at scale for more and more clients. So if 18 months from now we have 50 clients, another 18 months after that, we could have 250 clients and continuously increasing the price we're getting per client. As we started at like $5,000, then 10, then 15, now we're trying to get to 20 and 25. And that all just comes from performance. So as we build in other aspects of the business to make our clients more money, we then start to make more money, because that's all business is. All capitalism is. It is the more value you provide, the more money you can make. So if we could make more money per client and start to get more clients and have a system for doing that, that is a very good business model. It's very sellable. I've been saying it's a sellable business. Doesn't mean I want to sell. I'm not even in a position to sell right now. I am thinking in terms of the highest enterprise value for the business at the same time. I don't have any shareholders. I haven't raised any money, and nor do I plan on. I would rather just have a high cash flowing business. I don't want to deal with investors. If I did, I would just probably text some of my clients, and I'm sure that I could raise as much money as I ever wanted to. If I, let's say, wanted to start a software, I would still rather bootstrap it. Part of the reason for that, I know many of my friends have raised money and they are having investors. They've been very successful. I also know companies that are bootstrapped that have never taken on investors. I just would prefer to never have to answer to anybody, because I would be a terrible person to have to answer to. I'm basically unhireable and I don't like answering to other people. Anyway, that's what I'm thinking about right now. This is why I don't really want to make these videos anymore, because I'm just thinking about way higher leverage things. And I know that based upon the back end analytics, the average person watching this is like 20 years old. And so this is not really tangible advice for anybody, but it is what I'm thinking about. I honestly can't believe everything that's happened, because I started making videos years ago when I wasn't even making my first dollar online. And now I'm talking about how we're going to scale to hopefully hundreds of millions of dollars per year within the next 4 to 5 years, which is just an unbelievable feat. Sometimes looking back, it's like, well, you actually have done quite a bit, even though I put this unrealistic amount of pressure on myself. But even just what I'm talking about, this is very high level stuff. This is very complicated stuff as well that I've just learned over the past few years by being in the right rooms with the right people. Taking it one day at a time, but things are just progressing, and they're actually progressing exponentially. I'm having more fun every single day as well, getting more shredded and making better feats in the gym. I'm really focused on a lot of calisthenics movements, like the planche and the front lever. So right now, it's just unbelievable that progression has happened on every aspect. I have a fantastic relationship with my girlfriend. Things are just going well right now, cautiously. Always get way more freaked out when things are going well, because then it's like, well, fuck, what am I missing? I do think that we're doing most things right now. It's just a multitude of years where you eat shit, but now it's hopefully a lot more challenging. What I'm doing now, it's very simple when you first start out, but now it's actually getting ridiculously challenging, and the moves that have to get made are just more difficult to execute on. If it's more difficult to execute, that also means less people are doing, there's less competition. The competition that you do get becomes a higher level competition. Playing a different game. Like the game I'm playing right now is so different than I was playing last year. Last year I was playing pickleball all day actually. But anyway, I gotta get back to work, I guess.